They say the only thing constant is change, but change frightens us. It frightens a lot of people. And I think that right now with this whole COVID-19 pandemic thing and this home quarantine that's going on, I think what we're dealing with is we're faced with a change. We don't know what to expect, and we're struggling as a society. We're struggling with it. A couple things come to mind as I think about change and how scary it is. One is when we first moved, my wife and I first moved to the farm here about 20 years ago, we had these 7 beautiful elm trees that were surrounding our house, and we loved those trees. They were all about 40 to 50 feet from the house, and they were like 70, 80 foot tall, and they had these big 50 foot wide, 40, 50 feet wide canopies, and they just gave us this wonderful shade in the summer. And we would sit on the porch and we would look out and we would watch hummingbirds and bluebirds and Baltimore Oriole and hawks and American kestrel and owls and flickers and woodpeckers and all this wonderful life we would see in these trees. I had a porch swing attached to a branch, and I would sit on that swing with my dogs and my cats, and I even have a picture with a chicken under my arm sitting on that swing. But one day, after about 2 years of living here, we saw that those trees lost their leaves about a month into summer. And then the next year, the same thing happened, and the following year, branches were falling off and the trees weren't leafing out anymore. They were dying of an elm disease that takes out elm trees. So we realized we had to get rid of them all. We brought in a tree service who came and cut those beautiful trees down, and it was heartbreaking for us because we were going to lose our view of these beautiful trees. A couple days after they were gone, I happened to go out on the porch in the morning with a cup of coffee, kind of feeling sad for myself, and I realized for the first time I could see the sunrise from our house. I could see the sunrise rising up over the hill across the river in the state of West Virginia. And that evening, or an evening close to that, I also realized I could see from my porch the sunset over the hill in Ohio. And we also noticed soon after that we could see the night sky. We saw meteor showers and the moon and stars and planets, and our whole life changed. And we realized that when we lost the view of these trees, we gained an incredible new view. Though I love those trees, I don't think I'd ever want to go back. I'm very happy with what we have. Another change in my life was in 2008 when the world changed, when the economy crashed. My income dropped between 2008 2009. In that year, my income dropped more than 2/3. Gasoline prices were $4 or more, and through no wrongdoing of my own, I lost 75% of my customer base. Nobody was hiring a photographer anymore, and that was my only source of income. And it was very, very frightening. And we didn't know what we were going to do. We were concerned. There was no money coming in, and we didn't know what was happening. Our stock suddenly was gone. Everything changed. But that year, I raised a bigger garden, and we got more fruit from our orchards, and I butchered my own animals, farm animals, and we ate better than we'd ever eaten in our lives. And I spent all my time here on the farm, and we would go for walks in the woods, and that's when we learned so much about mushrooms and ramps and foraging for wild food. I can tell you that was perhaps the best year of my life, even though it was so full of uncertainty. And in addition to that, when we came out of 2009, the economy started getting better. All my clients came back, and my business was better than ever. And I just realized at this point, looking back, the 2 scariest things in recent memory for me were change. And right now, that's what we're dealing with now. You're dealing with it, I'm dealing with it. This is change, and we don't feel comfortable as a society with a change this big. But here's something to think about. What if, just what if, we come out of this a better nation, a better people? What if we realize that being kind is necessary? I think it could be a better world. I think it just might be a better world. And I think that I just want you to realize today's lesson from The Simple Life is about change, and it's about hope. And stay hopeful, and don't be afraid of change, and be kind to yourself, and be kind to your friends and family, be kind to your neighbors. Just be kind.